Good morning, everybody. Do you know that song, the one that was played by Rusha in the video? I'm going to ask these guys here because I think this section knows where this song is coming from. Does anybody know? Michael Jackson? Yeah, I think this video was much better than that video. So, yeah, thank you very much. Before I speak, you did hear about a lot of Lego, and when it comes to Lego, of course, I can see a lot of ears popping up here. What is happening here? It's all about play, and of course, parents. So it's great to see parents, teachers, and children here together because you all really form the golden triangle of education, and that's what is really, really very important. You know, all three of you all are equally involved in the journey of the child. Great. I think I'm just waiting for my timer to set. Okay, and of course, as Hussein said, I've been doing a lot of things around Lego, so you must be wondering that, what a lovely job, right? I mean, doing things just around Lego and playing, all of that. Um, well, I would rather say that, of course, it's a lot of work. I love my work, and I would say it's serious work or serious fun is how I would really define my work. And also adding up to what Rushabh said that, your true calling or that passion. Um, Through this little presentation, we'll really try and explore how play can really awaken your passion and how that can really transform into the purpose of your life. So play, passion, and purpose. So that's what we'll really look at this, okay? Okay, so I'm going to really talk about something interesting. Of course, I sent my introduction with some things removed out of it, but apparently they leaked some secrets out. But doesn't matter. I don't think you all heard all of it or you all remember all of it. So that's great. So this story that I'm going to really talk about today is from Strawberry to Ganesha. Okay, pretty interesting. And we'll see really what happens. Okay, in this journey of mine from Strawberry to Ganesha. So what happened in year 2021 when we were just out of the first lockdown, right? And we were all happy, we were allowed to go out. Of course, we were in our masks and all of that. So that's where Maharashtra Tourism says that, okay, we've got something lined up. We're organizing a strawberry fest, okay, because strawberry, Mahabaleshwar, Maharashtra is all connected, right? So they said that, you know what, we're doing this fest and we want you to build a real giant strawberry, okay, which is going to be like 4 feet tall or like a 5 feet tall with Lego bricks. So are you up for it? Of course, Lego enthusiast. So I'm like, yes, I'm definitely up for it. Okay, so we will do something. And they gave me some specifications. Like it's going to be like the center of attraction. I mean, a great space with like, I think about 20, 30,000 square feet. And that's where the whole giant strawberry needs to be put up. People have to come and take pictures and it's really has to be like the center of attraction. I'm like, wow. But I've never built anything as big as that, okay? So Lego models probably um, something of this height is something that I've built. And the minifigures are so small, right? You agree with me, they're so small. So 4 feet, 4.5 feet is like here, okay? Somewhere here. So how am I going to really build this big thing? So, and of course they gave me some specifications. I'm like, okay, let's just see how we'll really figure that out. Now to get into how I really did this or what really went into doing this, before that, I want you to take into, some flashback, okay? Anyways, that's happy me, probably in I think 7, 8 year old. I don't know how old, maybe 5 or 6. And that's me way back in 2021. I've had an amazing journey during those 20 years, okay? Lots of things that I've really done in my life, and I'm really thankful and grateful for my parents to give me those really wonderful opportunities. So as a child, I was really interested in a lot of paper cutting, folding, sticking, pasting, and all of that. So, if I'm really talking to teachers here, wonderful. Your, fine motor skills are really sorted, okay? That's really great. Okay. Lot of opportunities for trekking, excursions, and also, that really got me closer to nature, allowed me to observe nature, how I really things built, okay? A simple thing, a butterfly, half, the same thing on the right side, same thing on the left side. The simple thing about symmetry that we really talk about, that's where it really comes from, okay? I loved reading Reader's Digest and National Geography, so it got me really closer to geography, topography, people, culture across the world, right? So I'm learning things, I'm getting things about people around the world, okay? Of course, I love playing video games, okay? Parents and I know Minecraft and all of that, okay, is happening. But it's fun, okay? Lots to really learn. And if parents out here, trust me, there's nothing better than Minecraft that can really teach you about geography or about planet Earth, okay? And of course, spent zillions of hours. Oh yeah, I can see that thing coming up. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. And of course, zillions of hours, building with Lego with my cousin. Of course, back then he had a lot more Lego pieces than what I really had. But then eventually that really came up. My collection also grew eventually. But yeah, lots and lots of hours playing with Lego, building, the police station, fire station, the space station, and so many wonderful things. And my father's an engineer, so he would come up and say to me that, okay, I've got this engineering drawing, why don't you just redo it for me because it's all in tatters and all. So I'm kind of getting into understanding 2D modeling or understanding how things are placed. And then someday he would get me like a 3D model and said that, why don't you make something 2D out of this, like a drawing out of this. Now, if there are some engineers out here, you can really relate this to the isometric to orthographic, orthographic to isometric, okay? You change things from 2D to 3D and 3D to 2D, okay? I didn't know about all these terms then when I was a child, okay? It's all coming to me as some playful activity or rather some experience in my life, okay? And of course, my mother was very busy, so of course, she's like, go down and play. 2 hours, 3 hours was like great free play, unstructured, being with a lot of people around, a lot of team building happening, a lot of talking happening, a lot of communication skills being improved. So that's really like my journey from 82 until 2021, like my 20 years when I was growing up until I started my engineering and all of that, okay? Anyways, now let's come back to strawberry, okay? So how am I really going to build this strawberry, okay? So that's me, okay? With the head, with the piece of strawberry on my head and wondering how am I really going to figure this out, okay? So now first I have to really set up a team, and Sunday Breaks is a very small team of really creative people, okay? So we've really got to gear up, and not everybody has probably the same experience that I really have, okay? Now, try and connect this with some real life scenario in your school or at your workplace where you've been given some assignment, or maybe for parents here that you've got some new project coming up at work, or maybe at parents, something new coming up in your life as parents also. Now, I had to order material. They just told me that you've got to build something really huge. So how am I really going to calculate? Is there like a software that's going to tell me, okay, 4 feet, 4.5 feet tall strawberry, and these are the number of Lego blocks that you really need to know? No, there's really nothing happening, okay? So I've got to really figure out or devise a way by which I'm really going to get that calculation out, okay? And what's going to be the budget, okay? Of course, I was given some budget, and it was a pretty handsome budget to build that strawberry, but am I going to really give, do justice to that budget happening around? Now, I have to make some rough model, right? Because I really need to know how my strawberry is going to stand tall there. Is it going to withstand other things out there or external things out there? I'll talk about external factors in a bit, okay? And can I really make some design or some sketch? But how am I really going to do all of this, okay? There's nothing. Can I use my AutoCAD or something to do that? Not really happening. It's just pen, pencil, paper. But more than that, it's all the experience that I spoke about my flashback, about my play memories, about my play experience that really helped me into getting here where, into designing this, okay? Let's look at this. So, this was like our first prototype. We're trying to build like, when you draw with pencil and paper, with pencil, you draw your strawberry. It's like a 2D figure, right? So we tried to build like a 2D thing with our Duplo blocks, and we tried to make it stand here. And the moment you leave it without support, the whole thing falls down, okay? So now what am I going to do? Let's build something 3D, okay? So we are getting inspired from the real strawberry that we really eat. Let's see how this 3D structure looks like, okay? Thankfully, it's like a symmetrical fruit, okay? So there's some element of symmetry coming there. So what we did was we kind of made a little prototype here that you see in my hand, and we're telling the client, you know what, why don't we not make the big 4.5 feet tall strawberry? What's really going to happen with that, right? Why don't we make like a mini strawberry that people can really carry around and take pictures, because that's the whole agenda. And trust me, at the back of my mind is like, I don't know how to build a big strawberry. What am I going to do? I'm just giving them another solution, okay? They're like, sorry, it's COVID time. People cannot be touching things. Things are going to be cordoned off. You really have to give me that 4.5 feet tall strawberry. Okay. and I'm off on my trip to Jaipur, okay, for a holiday. And normally, wonderful things come in my office only when I'm on a holiday, okay? So, anyways, that's about it. So I tell my colleague, she's there, I'm like, build something, okay? Let's divide the strawberry into 4 quadrants, right? We know about 4 quadrants, right? I said, build one quadrant and try and tell me how many pieces went into building that quadrant. And she tells me, as we get, the strawberry started from here, as we start going up here, we need to make the size of the strawberry bigger as well. So we're using more number of blocks. And she tells me that I've used 2,500 blocks in that. And I'm like, this is just one quadrant and I've got to build the 4 parts of the same thing to complete my strawberry. So how am I really going to do that? And I really have only 5,000 blocks. But eventually, we still had something great coming up, okay? We really didn't do like a 4 quadrant strawberry, but just like a half strawberry. Eventually, it just came out great, and you can still see some parts of it here. I still haven't revealed how the strawberry looks like because I really want you. I'm sure you want to know how did this really strawberry turn out. But that's like my great team here helping me. Just the last finishing touches here, and this is what it was, okay? At the end, this is what we really built. Yeah, and this is the same applause that I got when we got the strawberry there installed. Like, wow, Mrunal, this is amazing. And it was really tall, and we could really fit in a kid inside, okay, because it was all modular. So I've got like one part here, another part here, another part here, and the leaves are separate. So it's pretty much modular, and all of this is coming, the modular thing is coming from my past experience in my childhood where my mother tells me, pack up everything, okay? No more Lego can be on the floor. So what did I really do? I would break up bits and pieces of it so that I know I can put that all out, and then when I have to remake it, I can just get it back here, okay? So the concept of modularity came from back then when I was a child there, okay? So that's what really came in. So the strawberries here, it was, you can see all this queue managers here and everything was all sorted. 5 hours, 6 hours, it was February. In the evening, there was like suddenly a lot of wind. And somebody comes to my stall and says, you know what, strawberry gir gaya. And we're like, what? Okay, so I really run and we go, and my team members are here, really remembering that moment here. And we're like, okay, don't worry, because I've got to show that face, no? Nothing's happened, don't worry, we'll really fix it. But I don't know what am I really up for? How am I going to really fix this? I go up and I see, so I ask them, what happened? So like, वो लोग सेल्फी ले रहे थे तो ऐसे थोड़ा पीछे चले गए और विंड भी आ रहा था तो सब धक्का लग गया and the strawberry fell off. Now the best part was this was all modular. So all that I had to do was just pick it up and the whole strawberry was there up and standing tall, okay? No help in terms of how am I really going to build this, but just things that I've learned as a child, things that I've learned through play is how really this has really come up, okay? It stood tall for 2 days, and thereafter I don't know where this strawberry is now. They've just taken it away. It was for them, but I'm pretty happy with this, okay? So, what's really happened? So my question, or really the talk about here is that, what is it? As teenagers, do you still have to play with Lego? Well, I don't think I should be asking this question here, but I should be asking this question here and here. Would you allow your children to still build with some construction toys? Okay, I'm just going to talk about Lego, but any construction tool as a manipulative, okay? So remember, all of us see things in third dimension, okay? So length, breadth, and height is really how we perceive the world. And we need some manipulative, we need some tool to kind of represent what we see or how we see things. So any construction tool or any construction toy, or for that matter, Lego, there's nothing better than that to kind of represent that, right? Even when you see small children, okay, they see the world around them in third dimension. But when it comes to the coloring and drawing is where they get confused and they're really not doing those things because you are allowing them to visualize the world in third dimension. And when you ask them to put down things is where it comes in 2D. It's pretty much confusing and complex for children or for that little mind to come in. But the same thing, if you ask them to build, they're like, this is a bus, this is a train, and all of that is really, really coming. Anyways, coming back to what's it up for teenagers. that really gets me back to the same point: play, passion, and purpose. If back then I wasn't playing with Lego, if I wasn't building, I wouldn't have probably found out what I was passionate about, okay? And as Rushabh did mention that if you're passionate about something, all the forces in the world are really going to help you and guide you to push that forward, okay? So you just have to get that out. What are you really passionate about? And play can really, really bring that out from you, okay? Of course, when you are building with Lego, you're really looking at the instruction manual. So you're really working on, or you're testing your visual perceptual skills. What are you trying to see? Is it the same thing that they've really depicted, okay? Following instructions. When you open up that packet, you're kind of really sorting out those pieces, okay? So same thing, just put it up in your real life. You've got a project. You've got to sort your things. You've got to sort your data. You've got to sort information, right? So that's what you've also learned from play. Of course, sitting for those 2 hours builds patience, right? My child is just not sitting in one place, okay? So give them some manipulative and trust me, it's going to really work for them. And then it's going to be like, I'm calling them khana khane ke liye bula rahe, but wo uth hi nahi rahe. I'm like, they're so engrossed, right? Mind, body, soul, everything has got into it. And that's what we want. You wanted them to sit. When they sat, you didn't allow them to sit, okay? So what's really happening with parents, okay? Even I'm a parent and parents are pretty crazy, okay? Yeah. Of course, it teaches you about symmetry, balancing, perseverance, resilience, okay? Resilience is the most important thing that really play is teaching you. Never give up. If what you've built is really breaking, doesn't matter. You can really rebuild it and you can just really go ahead with it, okay? Risk-taking ability, wonderful things. You guys are all going to do some wonderful work in future or probably do some amazing business in future. If you don't take risk now, if you don't take risk when you're playing, you will never learn how to take risk in your life, okay? Building that strawberry, I think that was one of the biggest risks that I really took up, okay, or as a challenge. And of course, you know, the 4 C's that we really talk in the 21st century skills that, you know, your school is really getting into you. So communication, creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration, all of that is really, really coming through play. And of course, Lego is just one part of it. Now, all of this is not age specific, right? I mean, you have to learn all of this throughout your life. So why is it that we stop playing with, oh, I wouldn't just say Lego, but why do we stop playing or stop building when we're like 8, 9, 10? I mean, is it all the pressure of the study that you have? Well, if this section is putting up all that pressure on you, you can still remove that 20 minutes to still build or sketch or do something that you're really, really passionate about, okay? So just forget them. Do that, okay? Yeah, great. Anyway, so going back, remember the journey all started at Strawberry, and I said it's going to end at Ganesha because that's where that's where the next project came up, okay? To build a 6 feet tall Ganesha. So that's all Lego that you see. Of course, they are the soft blocks. So I knew it once how I really had to do it. I knew what is symmetry. I knew what is balancing. I would definitely build something bigger and better, okay? So everything that you see here is all built up with your Lego bricks, right from that thali aarti that I'm really holding in my hand, okay? So it's all in you, it's all within you, okay? It's just get that thing out, ignite that, and just Lego could just be one of the mediums to really express that to people around you, okay? Great. I love to really read this, and probably Lego has essentially taken the concrete block, the building block of the world, and made it into building block of our imagination. Trust me, what you really see, what you really think, you can really build it, okay? Not just with Lego, but with so many other things. Thank you very much. I hope that was inspiring.